Sorry, drilling horizontal oil wells in the mid-continent. We're talking about places like western Oklahoma, West Kansas, as well as Texas. Well, let's find out how SandRidge Energy plans to grow its oil production. My guest for a CEO sit-down, we've got Tom Ward. He is the chief executive of SandRidge Energy, and he joins us from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Tom, always a pleasure to have you with us. Tell me about this revolution that you describe as taking place in the midsection of the country. What do you mean, revolution?
Well, I would say it's a resurgence, anyway, of drilling in the mid-continent portion of the U.S. And it really started a few years ago, about 5 years ago, in North Dakota. As oil prices have moved up, as a country, we have just started to drill more. And the places we can drill today happen to be in the central portion of the U.S. And in fact, I think the five fastest-growing states in earnings last year were North Dakota, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana. And that's really to do with the investment that's been made by very large integrated companies, both in the United States and around the world, wanting to invest in places like Oklahoma and Kansas.
Well, Tom, tell me about the investments that SandRidge Energy is making. And let's start off talking about the Mississippian project. Where is it located, and what are your plans? What kind of acreage do you have?
Well, Pim, we bought 2 million acres of land, and we started doing this in 2009. And by the end of 2010, it drilled 37 wells, and now today we're up over 250 horizontal wells that have been drilled, and we're the leader of this play that you call the Mississippian, which is in northern Oklahoma and western Kansas. And we paid $400 million for this 2 million acres of land and sold 550,000 acres and added another 50,000. So we're left with a net 1.5 million acres today, and we raised $2.33 billion. And so the play over time has just shown to be the highest rate of return play in the United States. We don't find as much oil as some other places, but we spend less money, so the rates of return are just very high, and the results have been fantastic. So for our company, that is the area of growth for us in the next few years. We don't anticipate hitting our peak production in the Mississippian play of Oklahoma and Kansas until 2019.
Tom, I'm wondering if you can give us some contrast between what's going on in natural gas versus oil, because a lot of companies have made a shift and they've made a real strategic move to focus on oil, because at just over $2 per million BTU, natural gas doesn't at least seem all that profitable right now.
Well, you're correct. The natural gas prices today in the U.S. are unsustainable. What we don't know is how long it will take to work off the glut that we have of natural gas, largely because of the oversupply of a lot of drilling that happened post-2007, and with the warmer weather we've had all around the country this year of adding another 800 BCF of gas onto the U.S. market. And unlike oil, natural gas is stranded in the United States, and so it just allows there to be a supply overhang for some time. And what companies like us have done is start moving towards drilling either liquids, which are natural gas liquids, or in the case of SandRidge, we started in 2009 moving our company towards oil, and today we're over 90% on a present value basis oil. So we're just one of many that have chosen to not drill for natural gas. In fact, we have no rigs working this year for natural gas, and we'll drill 1,139 wells for oil. And so that's the kind of switch you're seeing in the U.S. today.
Tom,
and one of the reasons.
Go ahead. I beg your pardon.
One of the reasons that we've been able. That's fine. Just one of the reasons we've been able to change the course of crude oil production in the United States over the last 3 years is because of this investment that's being made in drilling oil. And we'd been in a decline from 1970 to 2008, and since 2008 have actually increased our production of oil in the U.S.
Tom, that fits in with my next question, which is it's great to get the oil out of the ground, but then you have to move it to the right markets and get it refined. What about the infrastructure, the transport infrastructure to get the oil out into the marketplace?
That's right. There is a bottleneck today at Cushing, Oklahoma, and that's where the West Texas Intermediate crude market and where most of this Mid-Continent and Permian oil go to is to Cushing, and that's a hub of about 40 million barrels, 38.7 million barrels that can be stored at Cushing, Oklahoma. And as we produce more oil onshore U.S. and have imports coming in from Canada in the oil sands, that has caused us to have an oversupply of oil at Cushing. And so the production that SandRidge makes in the Gulf of Mexico, for example, we get about $20 per barrel more out of our Gulf of Mexico oil than we do our Oklahoma oil because of this glut. So there needs to be the pipeline, the different pipelines we're talking about in the U.S. today, moving from Oklahoma to the ship channel at Houston to take care of that.
Tom Ward, we've got to leave it there, but I want to thank you very much.
Okay.
Tom Ward, Chief Executive, SandRidge Energy.